Welcome back to the last video in this series. We are going over Georgia Milestones, Algebra 1 end of course exam, and we are learning how to use the Desmos graphing calculator. Click on Online Tools Training, then EOC Study Guide, Algebra, and then you're going to click through this tutorial. The first question we're going to look at is question number 28. So where it says question 1, click there and then go down and choose 28. This is a function in a table and we are given some equations. So what we're going to do is use the graphing tool. We're going to move this all the way over to the left and then we're going to type in these equations. So let's do y equals 24 times 1.5 raised to the x. And then we're going to create a table. And we're going to put in this table. We could have done that either direction, but this is okay. So I'm looking for the graph that contains all the points that are in this table. So let's do 24, 36, 54, and 81. Now, down here at the bottom left corner, you see Zoom Fit. Click there, and you should see this graph, and you should also see the points that were in this table. Those are purple, so you can see the purple here. So that's telling you that answer choice A was correct. This line, or this graph, contains these points, and those are the points that were in the table. So the next item we're going to look at, we are going to go to item number 29. Before we do, go ahead and X out of your calculator. Click at the top, 29. And then we're going to do this problem the same way. So click on your calculator. And let's put in the 2 points we're given, because we're told the graph has to pass through -1, -1.5, and we'll label that one, and it has to go through 1, 6, and I'll label that one too. And let's see, let's go ahead and type in the first answer choice. Y is equal to 5 times 2 raised to the x. You type shift 6 and put your x, hit the right arrow before you type the -4. And this looks good. It's going through both points. Let's check a few more things. You may notice this graph on the test looks like it's going through 0, 1. So if you'll click here, you'll see that 0, 1 is there. On the test, it looks like the x-intercept is a fraction between 0 and -1. Well, that's exactly what it is, a fraction between 0 and -1. So all of these points are working, and this is the correct answer. So let's go ahead and choose answer A. And then we'll close our calculator and we'll go to the next item. So the next item is 33. So click question 29, go down to the bottom and choose 33. Okay, Marcus buys $1,000 worth of stock and he is expecting the value of the stock to increase by 5% each year. Which equation could be used? So I'm going to do a table for this problem. Anytime it asks questions about what something is doing, the graph helps too, but for some reason the table just seems to make more sense, at least to me. So I'm going to go ahead and type the first answer choice in. F of x equals 1,000 times 5 raised to the x. And then I'm going to insert a table. I do want to start at 0 in my table, and we'll count by ones. It says each year, so I need the first few years. So we'll stop at 5 years. Where the y1 is, we're going to remove that, and we're going to put an f and an x, f of x, and then put a 1. So f of x1. And so I want to see if this is working. It says Marcus buys $1,000 worth of stock. So that's what he started with, and it looks like that's true in this table. But it's not increasing 5% each year. Look at how much it's going up. It went up $4,000 the first year, so that's way more than 5%. That's like 500%. So we're not going to choose that one. let's go ahead and change our function, and we'll put the x here, and we'll put the 5 here. So shift 6, put that 5 back up there. Oops. All right. So it went up. Well, first of all, this one doesn't work because it starts at 0, and we know he started at 1,000. So this one's not going to work. We can go ahead and skip B and go to C. So C also has a 1,000, but it has 1.05. And then the exponent is an X. So let's switch that to an X. And this one is looking better. It says he started at 1,000 and it grows 5%. Well, let's see. It went up $50. If you take $50 and divide that by 1,000, which is what you started with, you get 0.05, and that is 5%. So it is increasing 5%. The correct answer was C. Okay, let's go ahead and close the graph for item number 33. We're going to click on the question number, and we're going to go down here to question number 34. The first 5 terms of a pattern are shown, and the equation S of n equals A times B to the n can be used to calculate the value. We're going to start by trying to use sliders. I don't think y'all have sliders, though. That's right. We're just going to go ahead and substitute in these numbers. It's really not challenging, so let's do it that way. Let's type in the function S of n. Now, instead of subscripting, we're going to put S of n like a function equals. And we want to know if A should be 1 and B should be 3. So instead of typing the A, let's just put the 1 and then open parentheses. And where it says B, we're going to put a 3 because I'm checking out answer choice A right now. The exponent should be n. All right, so now I'm going to make a table. And in the table, we're going to put 1. You always start with 1 on sequences, not 0. Oh, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, the first 5 terms is what we need. And so where it says y1, we're going to put S of x1. You have to use x1 because that's what's in your column on the left side. So the question is, are these numbers matching the numbers in this pattern or in this sequence? And they are not. The first term was supposed to be 9, the second term was supposed to be 27, and so forth. So we are not going to use 1 and 3. So let's change the A to a 3, and we'll leave the B a 3 for answer choice B. So now the first term is 9, the second term is 27, the third is 81, and all 5 of these are working. So the correct answer was answer choice B. Okay, we have one more item, so let's close this graph, click on the question mark, and then go down to question number 39. All right, here we have a table and a graph. The number of customers that visited the store are here in the table. Plot the points in the coordinate grid. So this is just a matter of plotting points. You may not even need the calculator, but if you need it, I'm going to show you how you can do it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is actually create this table. It is going in a vertical orientation instead of horizontal, but that's okay. So the X's would be the 1, 3, 4, 6, 9. Let's see, 1, 3, 4, 6, 9. And the Y's would be 2, 15, 18, 13, and 0. Now we're going to make this graph look just like this graph. So let's take our little wrench here and let's adjust this graph to match. Notice you have hours on this axis going from 0 to 10. So our x-axis should go from 0 to 10. We are counting by 1, so the step should be 1. And the label can be X, but I'm just going to put the words because that's all they have on here is the word. So AFTER 8 AM. All right, the Y's go from 0 to 20. So right here you're going to put a 0, and here you're going to put a 20. It looks like those are counting by 2, so the step should be a 2. the Y value, instead of just putting Y, we're going to put number of customers. Now you'll notice these have no, see these little tiny grid lines? I'm going to get rid of those. So uncheck minor grid lines. And now you should have a graph that's much more similar to the one on the paper. So the question is, where are we going to plot them? Well, the 1 point needs to be at 1, 2. So we're going to click on this, and we're going to come down here to 1, 2, and we're going to plot that point. All right, this point is at 315, so we're going to click here. We're going to go right 3, and we're going to go up 15. Well, notice it's in between the 14 and the 16 on the, I hope I got that right, between 14 and 16, and right on the 3, not the 5. I'm on the wrong line. There we go. 3, 15. Okay, that looks good. All right, let's do this one. This one's at 418, so click the point, go right to the 4, go right to the up to the 18, and you're going to click right here. And then the last one is 613. So I'm going to go right 6, and 13 is not on this graph, but it's in halfway between 12 and 14. So it's right in here. And that's all of the, wait a minute, I got one more. I got 9, 0, and I don't see 9, 0. Here it is. It's down here at the bottom. Almost lost one there. So let's go to 9, 0. I guess that's right on it. Right there. Okay, well, we've gotten this one graphed, but we do have a page 2 for question 39. I think this is just part A, so we need to scroll down. Actually, we don't have to go to another page. It's right here, part B. Which statement best describes the data? The data can be modeled by a linear function. Well, if I'm looking at these points, a line is not going to model that data because it is not a straight line. The data can be modeled by a constant function. A constant is a straight across horizontal line, and that's not going to work. The data can be modeled by a quadratic function. Maybe so. It goes up and back down, and we know a quadratic function makes a parabola, so that could be. And then the last one says the data can be modeled by an exponential function, and that's not going to work because exponential functions either go up all the time or they go down all the time. They don't go up and then back down. So the only one of the 4 that makes any sense is C. So we have come to the end of the GMAS Algebra 1 Desmos calculator training. If you have not watched all the videos in the series, there are a total of 5, so go back and catch the first 4. And hopefully you've learned something in this series that will give you an advantage on the day of your test. And I hope y'all will let me know how it goes and if the Desmos calculator worked well for you on the test. And stay tuned. I'm sure I'll be writing and producing more materials for GMAS in the future. Y'all have a great day.